Hey, it was good seeing you. I would say that when we're doing our different movements and progressions, a great way to do it is to play different fingerings for those inversions or different concepts for the same thing. Melodically, yes. A C major scale is a C major scale. But when we play a C major scale ascending and not using the first fret and the open fret, we get C, D, E, half step to the F, second finger is already ready for the G, pinky's ready for the A, B is there at the second fret, and half step to the C. This scale actually gives us one more note, that D, an extension of the E if we want, or just use that pinky finger, which comes out quite nicely. Concept here, if we played the progression of a G major to a B7, to an E minor, to a G7 or a B diminished, to a C major, to a C minor, back to a G. We could have something in the key of G if we called it a 1, to a G-A-B, a major third, a 7th, no doubt, dominant 7th on that major. When we go to the next note, that B7 moving to the E minor minor 6th, and then we've got our, what does it go to? To the dominant, so the B diminished or the G7 is just called a 1 dominant. And we've got our, what is that? After the 1 dominant, we've got our 4, G, A, B, C, so C major, and then our minor 4, and then our 1 again. Chords aside, first fingering, 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 second fingering, second fingering, second fingering, first fingering. When we go to our second fingering, I'm going to play with my pinky just to make it stronger because we already did the other way, and then back to the second fingering of the G. At this point, go to the bar chord. Third fingering? Since we already did this fingering and this fingering for the B, why not try this? Is the B7. If you're not down with that, try playing a bar chord at the 3rd fret, first finger on the G string at the 4th. On the 5th of the C and 5th of the A, we get our B note, our F note, our G note, and our D note. Between this one, and this one, we're getting a B, F, and D, which gives us our diminished, and then our G is played at the 3rd fret with this finger. When you go through the process of seeing this being the second one, maybe go to the E minor bar chord as being part of your movement. Instead of going to this one, try and go up to this one. Yeah? And then C major is right here. Move this to a partial bar so you have the minor 3rd of C major, the E flat, and then return to your G major. All of these are valid and noble to try them in a different time than 4/4, and try them giving emphasis to each individual note in different rhythm patterns. Meaning, give a little bit of rhythm to the G on the first one. When we go to the B7, in the G major, we played the root. So when we play the B7, try and play the B as the root that you're hearing over the top. When we go to E minor, try and emphasize the E. And then when we go to the B diminished, try and emphasize the 7, which takes the place of the G and the G. So that dominant note over the top. If that's a little bit too much, just do chords all the way through. Anywho, it's wonderful seeing you. I will see you next week. Aloha. Oh, wait a minute. No, I won't see you next week. I will see you in a month. Cool. Aloha.